want to know, as you said, Kriya Yoga is the fastest path. It's a jet path. My question is, why only very few people, which we know, at least I know, who have achieved this state of Nirvikalp Samadhi? For example, we know all these 5 masters, Kriya Nanda ji. Not much people we know who have achieved the ultimate. This is my question.
Okay, that's a very good question. When we talk about jet path or bullock cart path, we're still talking about a path. Tomorrow, Devi and I are going to fly to Chennai. Now, we're going to arrive in Chennai in 3 or 4 hours. I don't know how long it takes. If we had to go by bullock cart, it would take us a long time, but it's still going to take us some time to get from Delhi to Chennai. So we come in still having some obstacles in our search for God. Ultimately, what it really is that we have to give up all sense of feeling that fulfillment comes outwardly. Now, the reason that Kriya Yoga is the jet path is because it draws the energy into the inner spine, where the Master said that the real path is our own nervous system, our own inner consciousness. And Kriya Yoga brings, instead of outward activities, outward worship and so on, it brings it inward, the life force inwardly. But that still takes some time. We have spent incarnations, countless incarnations, being wedded to the world. It doesn't mean that now we can practice a few Kriyas and become enlightened. So the question I would ask back to you is, how many enlightened souls do you know of other paths, of bullock cart paths? So being enlightened is a difficult thing to achieve. And so the promise of this path is that it's faster than other paths, but it's not instantaneous. And so most of us are working, but what I do see, I don't know the devotees of other paths, I see a great deal of sincerity, and I see the diminishing of ego in people who have been on the path of Kriya Yoga for some time. But yes, you're right, you don't see many examples of enlightened souls, but there are not many enlightened souls in this world at this time of any nature.
But that should be the ultimate goal of each and every one?
That's not only the ultimate goal, it's the ultimate destiny of each and every one.
Another important thing to keep in mind is that the dissemination of Kriya into the world has it's been little more than 1 generation. The reintroduction, I should say, of Kriya. And so we are like the first wave. Master Lahiri initiated some people in Benares, but then Sri Teshwar a few in his hermitages. But then with Yogananda coming to the West, that's when one might say the wave was launched. And so we have to think in bigger terms, not just this individual or that individual, but we have to think in terms of the evolution of global consciousness, of the consciousness of the planet. And with our generation, it's the beginning of the awakening. I see the next generation, the children that are coming. Here's this lovely little boy who's, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. He will be 8. He's already learning level 3 meditation. We were reading an article about a young boy in America who is considered a genius. He's 9 years old. He's starting college. But when he was 7 months old, his father said to him, I'm putting you to bed now. And this 7-month-old child said, I don't want to go to bed. He could speak full sentences, taught himself geometry in one night. And what and when he was a bit older, but what he said his goal in life, he said, I want to be an astrophysicist, but I want to prove the existence of God. And so what I see happening, we are walking slowly, we are coming to God, but I see a momentum building up. And we are part of the wave. But if we look and see, well, if that person, did they find God? Don't look at the individuals, look at the divine wave that's coming out into the world. And I think the dissemination of Kriya Yoga will be one of the most important things that is happening now that will change. All this bickering, all this divisiveness and violence and hatred, I think in a generation, this will be gone. And Kriya Yoga will be an important part of that.
But I have to start from myself now.
You have to start for yourself, and you have to work very hard, and I have to work very hard. But we need to understand we are part of a great wave. And that wave will also help carry us along. So don't, nishkam karma. Don't dig up, don't say, well, I've done this many kriyas, I haven't found what I'm looking for. Just keep doing. Lahiri Mahashaya said, Banat, Banat, Banja, doing, one day done. And they promised, Master promised, if to my disciples, if they continue faithfully to the end, when they leave the body, when their soul leaves the body, Master said, I or one of my line of gurus will be there to usher them into the higher kingdom. So be very diligent, want God with deep intensity, but know that we are part of a global awakening that will guide us and move us forward.
We have another Acharya, Nayaswami Jaya. Many of you know him. Last year he went to China, was teaching in China, and a man came up to him and said, I'm a very busy businessman, I don't have much time for this. Can you promise me that I will achieve samadhi in 6 months? If not, I'm not going to have anything to do with this teaching. And Jaya said, I'm sorry, this teaching isn't for you. But so we have to have a little patience, but nonetheless, I would say that from my personal experience, the people who are on this path have evolved a great deal spiritually through the practice of Kriya. Vidpa, you have a question?